What's going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's episode, we're going to discuss Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, as well as XRP to USD. We will also be looking at the coin market cap. We're going to pretty much talk about why exactly the market's trading the way it is, why we're seeing that slight decrease, which is significantly more than what we've seen the past couple of days. With this steady volume, we're starting to see a slight decrease and a slight increase in volume with a decrease in the price. Obviously, if any of that interests you guys, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up. We're doing a giveaway at 10,000 subscribers for some free cryptocurrency, so definitely make sure to stay tuned for that. Otherwise, let's jump into today's episode. So guys, I'm on the current coin market cap, and as you guys can see, Bitcoin dominance is 51%. We have a 24-hour volume of 35.8, around 35.7%. 24-hour volume, and then we have a market cap of 138 billion. 24-hour volume 35.7 billion. We're really not seeing much change, within this the current market space, but we are seeing a slight decrease compared to yesterday. Market has dropped about $3 billion in the past 24 hours. 24-hour volume has actually gone up a significant amount, pretty much meaning that money is leaving the exchanges because we're seeing market cap dip. And then we see the Bitcoin dominance staying about the same, which means that we're really seeing Bitcoin and the altcoins falling just as much as the other ones. Scrolling down, you can see that that is reflected quite well in terms of these top 10 cryptos. Practically all of them are down except for Tether, being the stablecoin, trading at around $1, which is obviously something you guys should think about. Tether staying at around $1 throughout the year is something to think that if you are going to transfer out coins and make profit and swing trade, maybe it is time to use Tether as a place to just store the crypto. But otherwise, Litecoin is $59, right around that $60 mark. Bitcoin still above 4K. Market looks good though. Even with a slight healthy pullback of 1 to maybe 3% max, it looks fine. Majority of the market is red though, but we're really not down by much. So it's truly just another day of consolidation. And we are going to discuss later on in today's episode kind of how to deal with this, why this, pullback was expected, because it pretty much lined up identical with the graphs and the charting that we did. Otherwise, guys, before we jump into the charting, definitely make sure to check out the second link in the description if you haven't already. There's more information below, but basically ABRA, it's an exchange. They're doing a free promotion. For those of you who sign up, they're giving you guys a free $25 Bitcoin bonus for just depositing $5 into the app. So super simple. Check that out. It does help support the page and the channel. Otherwise, moving on to Litecoin. So there's a bunch of stuff to take away from here. We're currently looking at Litecoin on its 4-hour. And as you guys can see, we are having some sort of upwards, ascending wedge. And you can see it's actually making off quite well. I do think this is going to form into an ascending triangle, and that could, deem bearish, and we could see a slight pullback as we extend farther away from our high-low middle moving averages, but we look good, and I actually think we're going to start heading back up tomorrow, mainly because on the 4-hour relative strength index, we're actually trading at a low of around 42 on the RSI, which is a big indicator that we have plenty of potential to swing to the upside. So that's truly where I think we're going to go. We're holding on to this support very, very, very strongly. Many confirmation points and touches. We have 1, tons here, 2, 3, 4, 5, and if you wanted to count this over here, you could probably call it around 10. So we do have many confirmations of this uptrend. You can see this the yellow band is also being followed by the green and red bands. So there's many lines pushing upwards and putting a lot of upwards pressure on the price and keeping it afloat. Now, not to mention though that there is a purple band that we drew, which is the top of the ascending wedge, which is acting as a resistance. Now we have many confirmations of this as well. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 confirmations of this uptrend. So this is holding out very, very, very well. Now, because we're about, average in the RSI, that does give us plenty of potential to swing to the upside, or at least start to test 64, 65. So it is very possible And what I think is going to happen is the next run that Litecoin is going to experience is going to push this coin back up to around $65 to $66 very soon. So even though we're not out of the bear market yet, I do think we are gradually starting to move back up. And we will see some consolidation. We will see some sideways trading. But in the long run, we're going to start to swing upwards. And I do think we're going to test $66, potentially $67 in the next week or two. So definitely stay true to that. Let me swing us out to the daily. Now, guys, I didn't include a current event in today. I didn't find anything that was worth talking about, so I just wanted to go a little more in depth into the chartings. Now, obviously, if you guys did want to pick any of these up, they are on my Patreon, so definitely check that out for live updates, as well as basically I would draw the chartings for you guys. You can get access to my Litecoin chart, my Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, whatever's of interest. But you can see we do now have a more wider angle view of the uptrend. You can see that we have this purple band right here, which is playing a major support. Not only was it acting as a support down here, 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmations, it then turned into a resistance up here. So this is a very, very, very strong line acting, very tight to the market. You can see this yellow uptrend is just recently started. We can't really extend it much further. Yeah, it's possible, but you can't really extend it much further. It does have some support right there, but we are swinging back up to the $67, resistance level, which we're probably going to break bearish from, because we are swinging very far away from our high-low middle moving averages. What's good to notice is we're starting to pull back from our overbought line on our daily. You can see we're trading at around 70 a couple of days ago, currently trading at 60, which is very helpful. Seeing that slight decrease in the RSI does give us potential to continue to drive us up. And it's nice that we are in some sort of wedge, because when we do trade out sideways to test the support line, it does gradually lower that RSI. So that is very helpful for us swinging to the upside. And then just to really quick give us a more broader view of things, you can see what exactly is happening right now. There was a massive, downtrend on Litecoin, which we did actually break bullish from. We broke above it. Yes, we did trade, we did continue to head down, but we did trade above it. We broke bullish through it, and then we just traded on top of it and used that as a support, and then we finally gradually drifted away from that, which is usually what happens. Sometimes we can break out of descending triangles and then use the top of the support as a way to, move up higher. Now, what's interesting to note is I knew we were going to start heading back up, and the price was undervalued the second we broke our weekly green band. Breaking that $70 line was a pretty big indication to me that we are going to start to swing back upwards. Now, we are trading at around 55, which is slightly higher than neutral on our RSI for the weekly, but it does give us tons of potential to trade higher. Now, you can start to see that we're having the red band form within our high-low middle moving averages, so there is a pretty big gap for play to be made. So honestly, we could see a price, closing the end of 2019 as high as $122, $120, maybe a consolidation, but definitely around $100. I can see a closing 2019 value at, which is definitely very good. It's practically double what the current price is right now. But you can see we're just currently testing this green band right here, having some issues there, but we're probably going to end up bouncing off of this and shooting up higher. You can see why I drew in that $66, $67 resistance, because it does play out right over here and over here. And then I believe there is, yeah, exactly, more resistance prior over here. So it is a very strong line that does need to be, drawn in for the charts and viewed. So if we do decide to break higher, which I do believe that's where we're headed, I can see 67 being a pretty big resistance level for Litecoin itself. Otherwise, moving on to Bitcoin, we actually just broke through the $4,000 support. We still look actually very nice, though, because there is a purple uptrend that we did draw on the market, and we did actually manage to break a year and a half's worth of downtrend and downwards pressure. We are finally kind of caught up with our high-low MMA on our daily, kind of nearing the overbought line, pulling back down, though, gradually to around 58, which does give us some wiggle room to continue to move back up. But we are using this as a support, and I do think with enough volume and pressure built, we should be able to break through the green band on the high-low MMA for the daily for Bitcoin to Coinbase, and we should be able to start to head up higher. Mainly what we need to see is a break in price and kind of trading out sideways in between these two bands, and consolidating out. We need stability for, I know it doesn't make sense, but having low volume and having a market that's very non-volatile does, create balance within cryptocurrency, and that usually is what leads to unvolatile or very volatile swings in opposite directions. And I'm going to show you that on XRP in a second. Otherwise, XRP looks beautiful following our chartings that we did to the T. Not really much to complain about. Looking beautiful on its RSI, trading at 48. Beautiful uptrend in play. We have 1, 2, and now 3 confirmations, holding support very well. You can see the wicks below it, but pulled back up to the purple band, and it just looks great, honestly. We're definitely going to head back up higher, and I do think with the way Ethereum is trading, which does seem to be a good buy in my position, I can see us breaking through the green bandit heading up higher. So it's definitely something to keep an eye on. But seeing that we're down here and Ethereum does hold a big price and a big chunk of the market cap, especially XRP2, the fact that we're bottoming out here is an indication to me that XRP should be practically done as well. It's unfortunate, but it does happen that we did break bearish from our big symmetrical triangle that was forming, and that doesn't mean we're out of the hairs yet. So what I'm referring to is there is a green, this purple downtrend that we drew. Yes, there was symmetrical triangle forming, and we did hit that. Obviously, resistance held too strong. You can see the practically little volume movement right here. We had a lot of spikes here, a lot more volume over here while we were falling, and you can see it pretty much flatlined out as we consolidated into the symmetrical triangle. And what's interesting to notice is we traded out sideways. Now, we are still very close to a previous support. So you can see 29 cents does, even 20, yeah, I'd say about 28 or 29 cents does hold a very strong support for XRP, even though, which we seem to be breaking to the downside for the symmetrical triangle, it doesn't mean we're not going to break out still. It could literally mean a simple move like this, leading us into this corner here, and then a potential breakout to the upside here, which is literally less than a month away. So that still does give potential to XRP. It is still on my radar. We can see this could easily reverse itself right back up and swing to the upside tomorrow. So definitely keep a close eye on that. Otherwise, guys, that's pretty much going to sum up today's episode. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Turn on post notifications. Leave a giant thumbs up if you like the content and want to see more. Give away at 10,000 subscribers. We're about to hit 8K. That is huge, guys, to me. I remember starting this channel off at 0. The fact that we're at 8,000 subscribers is just massive. It does make me feel really good, so I do appreciate that, guys. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's episode. Peace.